Welcome back, everybody, here to your coverage of the D2CL. I am your host, TobiWan, for what is now take 2 of our Game 1 of tonight. After much deliberation and communication between players and admins, it has been decided by the admins that Game 1 will be completely remade, redrafted, and restarted up. And our two teams which are playing tonight, let's have a look at them over on our screen right now. And there it is. There's our first team, hailing from the lands of Sweden. It is the D2CL team for a team playing in the D2CL. It is Alliance, and they'll be going up against the boys, which I like to refer to as their arch nemesis. It is Fnatic, the guys who are a little bit from everywhere and actually contain the only professional Israeli player in the entire Dota 2 scene. That is, of course, their Mon Capitan. It is a Fly, and they'll be playing together each other tonight. The draft begins again, and there is one upside. Out of everything that's happened, I have one major upside from tonight, and that's the fact the Fogged is now going to be broadcasting with me. I'm no longer alone. Thank you, Fogged, for coming on. Thank you. Thank you.
I really wanted to say nothing for a while and just let you sit there, pretend to be alone.
That's what are you, sinned? That's just not nice as well. Just going to point that one out. It's just not nice to do that. All right.
I'm sorry, man. You know what? I just got rushed. I was cooking. I got to run down here, and I'm like, I thought there was going to be another 30 minutes in the game, and then the game just gets canceled. I don't know.
Well, yeah. So, we're not going to talk about Game 1. We'll just class it as Voldemort and move on. And let's talk about Game number 2, man, because actually, I can't even do that because I've got to look at the two first bands coming out from Loda. Nyx Assassin as well as the Venomancer find their way into the ban pool, which, funnily enough, were two heroes which were featuring quite coolly in the strat of Fnatic in the last game. Just out of interest, what were your thoughts on the strat from the last game?
10 seconds
Let's mention it. Let's not be afraid to mention its name.
Me? I actually didn't even get the catch the game. I went to go cook right away. So.
And then you came back and said, wait, what the skips are? Oh, I was liking it, man. I was liking it. This aggressive tri-lane that they were running, this was Fnatic running it with the Undying and the Venomancer together. It was good. And then they had like this roaming Nyx Assassin support, which didn't really quite fit in so well, but it seemed to work later on. And then this late game potential with Era, who got completely destroyed by the offlane S4. Either way, it made for very, very interesting lanes. So far with this current Fnatic draft, we're looking to go a little bit more standard. Same with Alliance. We get Wisp, we get Nature's Prophet. So we get Classic Prophet Bulldog. It was banned out in the 3rd position in the last game. But with Wisp combination, I'm surprised that Fnatic aren't just banning out the Tiny. But I can already see they're taking out the Chen. They're worried about the push power, and they also know too that like Alliance, I actually can't remember the last time they ran a Wisp combo. Maybe you can remember, but most of the time it doesn't even need to be with Tiny or with CK. It doesn't need to be with these key synergy heroes.
Yeah, there's tons of different ones. I mean, there's Ursa and stuff too. They are big fans of that, but I mean, it is a versus Naga Siren, so I guess we'll see what they opt for. But yeah, it's been a while. I don't know when they've used the Wisp combo in a bit.
Well, I can look back through the history of Alliance to try and find out, because it's always we just got to look back through EGM and see his last games. And the last recorded Wisp game was actually up against Na'Vi. Their last recorded Wisp game was up against Na'Vi, and that was the Star Ladder Grand Final.
Yeah, so it has been a bit.
Yeah, and that was when they were running Wisp, Tuskar. They had Alchemist, Magnus, as well as the Timbersaw.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
That was their combination. That was the game they lost to Dazzle and Tree. Out surviving them all. But yes.
Tuskar's always good fun, though.
Yeah, well, Tuskar is. Tuskar is. But at the same time, I'm always one of those people that, like, I still remember the fact when Tuskar arrived into the scene, he arrived at the same time as we had heroes like Magnus arrive, or Enigma was always being played, so it made no sense at that point to pull everybody into one big snowball and put them all in one big position so AoE could destroy them. It made no sense.
It's good fun. But yeah, Fnatic does end up banning the Tiny out anyway.
Yeah.
And grabbing their own Ancient Apparition, which is quite a interestingly amazing hero.
Interestingly amazing? Would you elaborate?
I mean, I don't really want to, for some good reasons, but that is a very good hero in my opinion.
That's the secret dog strat, is it?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. Tree of Protected now comes up here from Alliance. So with Tree, Prophet, as well as Wisp, obviously we're looking at support Tree in this kind of scenario. I doubt S4 is going to... He's done that in the past, hasn't he? He's run mid-solo Tree and Protector.
I think it's like a very rare, but a few times, yeah.
Hey, I'm going to get you to do something very quickly. Unplug and put your microphone back in again. Just
It's
quickly.
messing up again?
Yeah, it's just having that little bit of a weird, funky kind of thing. So we'll get it sorted. It's only when you talk, though. It's not when you're not talking. So you're like the complete opposite of like other casters who have like this static noise in the background. That's good. Doombringer coming up here from Fnatic. So with Enchantress as well as Doom is going to push him into the lane. And hello, you said he was fun. And we're going to get the Tusker. He will arrive in the Alliance lineup. So they'll try and give it a shot. It didn't work. It didn't work for him last time. Yeah, that's perfect, man. It didn't work for him at Star Ladder. We'll see if it works for him here in the D2CL.
Yeah. Wow, I can't believe they actually picked it. I haven't really seen it in a bit. I know Liquid ran it a few times, but I love that hero. I really do.
Well, there was some discussion over this one. I remember when we did our changelog chat with Melk, and they were talking about Tuskar, and actually, who was it that flagged Tuskar as going to be... Oh, I can't remember who it was that did it. But he basically said Tuskar was great. It was S4, actually. It was S4 that said it, so no wonder I should remember it. But S4 said Tuskar was great before the patch, and he's amazing now.
Yeah.
So he should be played by everybody.
Yeah, that Walrus Punch change is actually very big. It always does an insane amount of damage. If you get early phase boots up and you get your 6, someone is dead.
Well, you don't even need phase boots when you're walking around with the Wisp.
Yeah, you really don't, actually. That's a good point. And then even before that, at level 2, he has kill potential on almost anybody.
Especially when you grab heroes like AA and Enchantress who don't really have escape mechanisms. Same with the Nagasaran. You get a good Ice Shards off, lock him into a corner with Leech Seed, you're basically in a pit of icy death that's just giving life to the enemy.
5 seconds.
Yeah, and you're unkillable with all that, too. You have this tree armor, and then you have Leech Seed healing you as well. It's just unbelievable combos. Plus Wisp, of course, with them even more healing.
Yeah, but the easy answer to all of this, then, is Fnatic just don't have an offlaner. They put the Doom inside the jungle, Enchantress and Ancient Apparition. Well, AA pulls, Enchantress rotates and tries to support the mid. How does that work? Could you even try an aggressive tri-lane with Enchantress, AA +1? Leave the Naga up on the top lane, or leave the Doom up on the top lane, put the Naga in the mid, or something like that, because we don't know the mid solo they're going up against, but could you try and mix up your lanes here so you get a better advantage up against the Tusk and Wisp?
They probably have a few options they could do. They could probably do some dual lanes. I know Fnatic likes doing this dual mid stuff a lot, but I don't know with these heroes. But I think they're just going to safe lane this and put the Doom in the jungle and just play it safe. I don't know if they're going to risk going an aggressive tri-lane versus all this. Especially with the Furion able to teleport in and everything. It's just too risky.
It's also one of these things, too, which I want to just point out, that there's a mental aspect right now for Fnatic. They're known as a team that can get easily shaken when things go very much awry. So I got a feeling the Fnatic will just play this very much safe after all the interesting stuff that happened in the previous hour. So yeah, let's just watch Fnatic be a little bit more cautious about their approach here. Farm up the Doombringer. This is a team in game number 1 who are running 3 hands of Midases. They were waiting it out. And we get Slark coming up as the last one for Fnatic. And that's a nice hero to have as your last selection. That's a hero who finally has an escape mechanism or something to maneuver around the Tusk with.
Yeah, and Alliance doesn't really have that much, actually none, really, AoE just to burst down the Slark before he gets his invis and all of his abilities off, so...
Well, they could always just grab someone like a DK for the middle lane then, because they'll give you like your burst damage, they'll give you like your nice range stun as well.
Yeah, definitely, and it helps, you know, give more push, but they go for the Sven. I think that's going to be Sven mid.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, it's S4, because Loader has now grabbed the Tusker.
Yeah. And I think this is something that people haven't really been doing too much, but I think we've talked about it a few times. I know Aoi brought it up on Mad and some other stuff, but Sven is actually, I think, going to be really good in this mid lane, because he's basically unkillable, and you can gank for him very easily. He has a very easy stun, he can clear creeps pretty quickly, so...
Hey, folks, I'm going to give you a recall again, man, because your mic is doing that little weird, funky kind of thing again.
Is it really? That's strange.
Yeah, it's very unusual. So we'll try that again and see what happens. That might just be a bit of a weird problem on Skype. Who knows? Either way, get ourselves inside the game. I'm almost waiting for the lane switches to come from Fnatic, where they just end up putting like Doombringer in the middle lane up against this Sven. But either way, Fog, you should be now back in here again, live with us.
Is it good?
It's kind of the same, but I think
Really?
I think everyone can tolerate it.
Oh well, I can't tolerate it. I'll fix it. I'll be right back.
Oh no, there it is. There it is. It just stopped.
Did it?
Yep.
I can't move. Okay, I'm standing perfectly still.
And it just started again.
Are you serious? I'm not even doing anything. All right, this is a joke.
It's better when you talk louder. So
is it? All right,
yeah.
I'll start yelling.
Yeah, just start doing that. That's fine. All right, so
we
let's.
see a line smoked up, level 1, by the way.
Yeah, they want to get an upper hand very, very early on, and they should be able to. And quickly, let's just run through who we've got. So, look, even Fnatic. Talk about us. I said they're going to be defensive, but this is like a new level of defense. Their lines, like where Fly was positioned, you could like see up this direction perfectly. And lines are going to find nothing for their smoke movement. But let's check out our lanes anyway. So EGM, Mr. Bottle Rush, he's got one shared tango, and that's all. But they've got S4 as this Sven. And I get a funny feeling we're going to see a dual lane up on top from them, because the last time they tried to do all of this, like, they mixed it up a little bit more. But now they're heading down south. It will be Admiral Bulldog to take the off-lane Nature's Prophet. Loader will be the Tuskar on the bottom lane. And that leaves last but not least the Tree and Protector, which we played by Arke. So he'll be babysitting as the tree. While Fnatic, they have no Tal Enchantress, who already looks like she wants to move into the enemy jungle. Trixie, he also probably wants to see if it's going to be safe to go down on this bottom lane, or if he has to go back into his own jungle. Fly, the Ancient Apparition, going to be babysitting Hani in the middle lane as the Naga Siren, and that leaves Era playing up the Hard Farmer, the Slark up on that top lane, who's going to be looking to completely pounce and destroy that Tree and Protector on the off lane, that Nature's Prophet on the off lane as quickly as possible.
Yeah, pretty interesting ward coming out of Alliance too. They want to see if when this Doom is jungling and the movement's coming out, so it's a pretty nice ward there.
And you got to keep tracks at him, because that also just lets you know too if you got to keep those support heroes close by on bottom. Because if Arke doesn't have to, like, he's going to pull once and try and find his level 2, then Living Armor will kick in, but he'll know now that he might have even been able to just not have leveled up Leech Seed in the early stages of this game. And just gone straight into Living Armor, because there's no contest from Fnatic on this bottom lane now.
Yeah, definitely. I guess he just wanted to get it just in case they ran into somebody with that smoke gank.
Yeah. Taking half a second down to level up an ability. Yeah. Maybe not the best thing you want to do. Yeah. Safety first. That's what these two teams were doing in the last game anyway. Like, even with the lane switches, it was all about safety first. Admiral Bulldog, he was always holding on that tower as the bristleback. It was the top lane where they were just poking to look for an opportunity, but they're never overcommitting themselves, Alliance, and they're always up there with multiple people. So, yeah.
No-Tail's being a jerk, but it's not really doing much because the Wisp just keeps giving the Furion the mana, but he's mana burning Furion. This little satyr mind stealer.
But that's obviously, yeah, it doesn't really matter. When you got EGM with an early bottle, it's going to be fine for him. Yeah, I want to watch this middle lane battle a little bit more between Hani as well as S4. This mid solo Sven. So talk me through this one for Sven. Middle lane, why is it supposed to work, and what's the skill build transition we're looking for with Sven?
I'm not really too sure about that one, but I think it can just be strong because he's a solid stunner. I mean, his stun got reduced in cooldown. He got so many buffs overall recently after like the few nerfs, but he's so tanky. If you go for kills on this mid, Sven, you can get turned around on so easily with Warcry and everything, because he won't die.
Well, look what he's leveled up. He's actually put a point into stats right now.
Yeah.
Instead of going into the point up in Warcry, and there's no points up in Cleave, just going to have that extra 1 point up in stats early on, and Hani's already rotated out the lane. Should note this one. EGM, you just walked into an invisible wall. That should already be an indication, and they're going to try and go here on Bulldog. Fly's coming in from the side. There's Chilling Touch of Varble with the ensnare. They're just trying to hold him there, and he will go down. The Cold Feet into the Dark Pact of Era, and the first blood is spilled in the top lane. And for all those wonderful people watching inside of Dota TV, your free item drops have now arrived.
Yeah, I hope my mic's not doing it too much, but anyway, that's the big thing that got them the kill there, though, wasn't just even like Hani rotating and everything. It's this AA buff. This Chilling Touch just makes them do so much damage. Because otherwise, I think if it was without that, this Wisp would have probably saved him.
Well, he was tethered up trying to pull him out, and Bulldog was looking to tank through a lot more damage than you'd normally expect. So yeah, I'd be with you on that one. I also like the way the Bulldog leads straight back up towards this top lane, and these trees...
And just smokes up.
Are they coming bottom lane? Okay. Didn't grab a creeps though. The Ice Shards also just went out from Lotus, so he doesn't have this option, and they found Arke. He's going to turn to Leech Seed straight away, but with the extra stomp coming out from the, well, from the Ursa. They're able just to slow everybody down. Looks like up on top lane, 2 EGMs not having a great time. Forced back once again. He'll have to go all the way back to base right now. So Fnatic for a bit of a change. It was Alliance who were 3-0 in game number 1. And now it's Fnatic who is sitting up with 2-0 with what appears to be a rather distinct lane advantage.
Yeah, and let's see if we get a quick early rotation out of the IO. Maybe he'll go gank mid or something.
He doesn't
Maybe
really
not, or maybe Doom.
He doesn't really have, like, no, he comes down with Loda. Yeah, he could do that with Trixie now on the lane. But you also see Trixie walking around where there was that stomp. It wasn't the Ursa, sorry. It was the wall stomp coming out from Trixie himself. But he's now up to level 4.5. The killing him off is difficult.
Yeah, and he picks up an Orb of Venom as well. He likes that item a lot.
Well, it's a nice way to harass back the AA, because that's what they've been focusing on. It hasn't been Era. And Era's about to hit level 6 anyway, so their harassment from range isn't going to really do the job. Speaking of harassment, Harpy Gaming is about to begin on the bottom lane. It's coming in from the side, and Enchantress has basically set up a camp inside the Alliance base, and in comes Prophet too. They'll TP in, and they want to go for Trixie. Snowball in, the Sigil's also down the deck, and the Ice Shards locks Trixie in. Very simple, very quick rotation gank. And again, you're right, there was actually the IO coming down to bottom lane. I don't think it was really expecting to have everybody
really
there.
Needed, but
I suppose what else would we be doing up on the top lane? Possibility of death is high if he stays there by himself.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely smart movement. And right now it's pretty even across the board. I mean, the CS is a little bit led by Alliance, but Experience is, I think, a little bit ahead on Fnatic right now. So, pretty even game.
Yeah, keep it at 2 for 1. You're right, the gold is ahead by 700 and the Experience about 500 for Fnatic. This Harpy is currently soloing up the bottom lane, trying to keep Loaded down as low as possible before he times out. But Era is still untouched up on this top lane. Well, he's got 32 for 5 CS on this Slark. His transition to mid-game is going to be very powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. Slark with free farm, I think, is the only way to play that hero. I don't really like him in this. I mean, he can work in mid, but I really just like it when he gets a free lane to himself and just can snowball out of control.
Is it almost like watching Ember Spirit play? Like his free farm glass cannon?
I haven't really seen too much Ember Spirit, obviously just in pubs, because everybody's still kind of banning it or not really touching it. So I'm not sure how that hero will work out in competitive. You
should have a look over towards a couple of the Na'Vi games, because Savor's played it in one of them. Yeah, he played the full glass cannon in that one. They ended up losing that game, and I cast another one, the MLG TKO, and that one ended up going a lot better. It was a double Divine Rapier with a Daedalus. Actually, that was one of the JDL games. That was over on that was like a 60-70 minute game. Trixie in trouble on the bottom lane, and with the Polar Punch coming in, Trixie very low alive. Tether in with the Wisp Balls, but Prophet will take that kill. So Alliance going to take the kill, and they're going to take the tower. But they're short of mana though. They can't create an army of trees just yet. And that's why EGM's pulling the creep wave over.
Yeah, and S4 is actually just chilling and farming in mid, and he's going for phase boots up on this Ven, not treads or anything, so. Straight mobility, and yeah, this is a tower trade right now.
This is just a late game focus, S4. He knows what he's supposed to be doing. He's supposed to get to the later portion of this game and just have Wisp just buff him up, run in, and they end up just cleaving up everybody like Sven always loves to do. Stormbolt and Hani, and he's way too far out right now. Using the God Strength, but Hani had a bottle charge up, and now throws out the Naga Sleep. No-Tail's come in here as well. For some reason, Pandas like to be watching the death of Sven's. And Era, he'll have to pounce, hold him in position into the Dark Pact, and Sven, S4, say his last sponsor, is gonna, get tracked in there. Trixie, a beautiful time for a War Stomp, and there's just nowhere to run from that. Nice control, nice turnaround.
Bit of a crazy dive by S4 there, but that was really close too. That Naga lived with, what, 13 health, 12
It was one hit from Sven to pick him off, that was it. Like, with the God Strength up and running, he knew he could get a quick pick off. He just wasn't really... Yeah. He wasn't ready for Hani to have that ulti up and running yet.
So manly.
You could be sitting there hoping you wouldn't. Hani was one of those guys that he went full manly last game. Like, he had the Death Prophet and didn't level up his ultimate at level 6. Ended up going for the 3 points Witchcraft, the 3 points up in the Crypt Swarm.
I'm assuming that didn't go so well.
Actually, it was okay. He was using it to harass out the mid lane quite well.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, he didn't kill off towers at an early point of the game, but actually, I can understand it. Because he didn't have the momentum, he didn't have the rotating heroes, so yeah.
I like watching Fnatic right now. 3 people farming the woods.
Well, Alliance coming up to stop at Harney. There's already your God Strength. Stormbolt, Harney, he tried to get the mirror image off, but killed off very, very quickly. And EGM will just scout out and see Trixie over in the corner. Trixie, how much is he just wanting to level, like, to ulti out the Wisp right now? He's got his Doom up and running. But he needs more help if he's going to try and protect this mid.
By Honey, though.
Has fallen.
Yeah, you mean
Honey had vision.
He had vision? Oh yeah,
Vision of all of that too, and he just kind of walked into there. So that was a little bit weird.
Kind of goes back to what I was saying during the draft. Sometimes Fnatic, they can get really upset, and Honey is one of those people that can get emotional about decisions. But at the same time, he's been playing for a long enough time that he can normally keep those emotions in check.
Yeah. And Devour is just such a ridiculous ability. Look, Doom has 18 CS and 2 deaths, and he has...
his net worth is 2.5k. I think we just lost Fog for a moment. Honey, trouble right now. The Doom will go off, and there will be, well, no death just yet.
Oh, no.
Honey is able to actually jump himself away over towards the side. Now the Impetus flying out from N0tail. They come in, they're taking out the Tusker. The Dark Pack's out there from Era. Nice double stun from him. N0tail's got one last Impetus, but the Ensnare will also be able to latch there from Honey. Comes in close. Enchantress will take a double kill in the middle lane. And Fnatic rotate their entire team to stop Alliance there in the mid. And if we got you back now, I think your internet's lagging up again. Got to shout out to all those New York internet companies.
I'm pretty upset right now. But yeah, I mean, that was a huge fight for Fnatic. They got their 6s up on majority of their heroes now. The AA, which really, really desperately needed that, got his 6 now semi-early. And now, yeah, they got a pretty good amount of gold on everybody. Good team fight there, and they got some pressure, but Get out of there.
He's okay. As we talked about, he's the one hero that could escape from a Tuskar solo gank. And he did it perfectly. Just a leap away, and then this. Like, he's running himself out. He'll be full life by the time he reaches the bottom lane. You just can't stop that Slark. And Trixie, do we actually do we pose the question right now with this extra money which he's got with 3k gold? Does he still run a late hand of Midas in this game, or should we be looking at his drums into something else? Or just go for something for the team. Pick up a Vladimir's offering or something. We go like art style build, which was it was mech as well as Vladimir's offering was the build.
Possible, but I think I'm lagging a lot right now. I'm gonna check something. I keep like dropping out too. This is obnoxious.
Go check, man. Come back to me when you're good.
Letting you down, Toby.
Now just let me down, letting the whole team down. It's not worth winning if you can't win big. N0tail into his farming. Maybe he'd be the one to buy up the mech. 1,500 gold sitting over there on the Enchantress. Still a lot of money to spend. Well, there's no smoke. Oh, yeah, there is. That was, I was clicking heroes and managed to completely miss them all. Observer Wall will go down, but Fnatic, they're going to get lucky. They're walking up high. I don't know if that tree was spotted dying to send the vision. Yeah, it should have been in range. Maybe someone from Alliance saw it, but they would have had to been looking in that position. Maybe on a rune check, they could have looked for it. But Fnatic, they're rotating 3 heroes here into the middle lane to try and come in behind Admiral Bulldog as well as Loda. So they have Trixie from the front. Harney is not available right now. And Fnatic don't find anybody. There's no one near the Ancient stack. There is, in fact, not even an Ancient stack. And in fact, no Ancients whatsoever. So they just go back out to their lanes and the smoke will end up being a failure. Well, Era just says, okay, well, back to farming it goes. Now picks up his Blade of Alacrity. So you can have your gambles on what this will be right now. You doubt Diffusal. S and Y would probably be the most logical, or at least the most common path for this Slark at this point. And Fog, do we have you back? Looks like he's still checking something.
I hope so.
Well, I can hear you, so that's a good back.
I come back and I see Loda purchases a Hand of Midas recipe.
Why Loda? Why Loda? You were ready to fight so early on, but they're going to come in. They're going to go on Trixie. Stormbolt in, and the God Strength with the buff up. Cancel that TP era. This is not going to end well for you, but maybe it will. He jumps into a lot of damage with the Dark Pact, attacking on S4. He's got more help coming in with No-Tail, but the Sigil is really making it difficult for Fnatic to chase this down. But with the Vortex coming out from Fly, they were slowing down a little bit more, but EGM is also buffing him up. Naga throws the ulti out, but Hani, he's too slow. He tried to run through the Rosh pit. That Sigil is just keeping him so far away. And they will run all 5 Furies to try and pick up S4 right now, and they will all be unsuccessful.
What an interesting draft, too. The Sigil just to slow people down while they're all running really fast with Tether and Warcry. I'm enjoying this a lot right now. Oh, and Slark is rotating toward top lane for Furion.
Yeah, and he should be able to take it right now. The Sprout is there, and Ura's going to time his position perfectly. Wait, what? He cancels the TP, realizing Ura's not committing. But the Necro units are already setting up for Nature's Prophet. So you're going to have that vision over on the Slark at some point. The fact he's running ahead of Midas and already up at level 1 Necro book's 14 minutes in. Should be looking even like 20 minutes in that Necro book is completed for the Nature's Prophet. Should be no problem. And what is Ven building into? He's got 2.1k gold right now.
Blink.
A Blink Dagger?
It could be.
With the high movement speed though, is that really required? Like you could just go into your I'll say just your standard drums. You could even just pick up a crit straight away. But then again, this is a guy who hasn't got a single point up in cleave yet. And you're right, it's going to be Blink. S4 wants to be the aggressor. They don't use the snowball to initiate or the Wisp relocate, which is, yeah. Is it really needed to Blink?
They're probably going to use the Sven as the straight up finding kills and everything while they're just pouring the Tusk in with the Wisp. So I don't think he's really relying on having himself being tethered on Sven.
Alright. Back to farming for Bulldog. He has level 2 Necro books and also has more support. So Ven's up here on the top lane with Arke. And they got to search for a kill. Right now they don't have any kind of vision inside the Dire side jungle, but that's why they put down the aggressive ward already. So S4 can jump up and blinks and he gets a double stun. The Wisp relocates coming in and it's bringing in Loda. There's a quick jump down by Era to the low ground, but the snowball, it brings down the rest of Alliance. But he's locked here in the corner. He's bumping one way, he's bumping the other. Leap up towards the high ground, but then the blink up to one last swing of the blade. And Alliance will take out both the Doom as well as the Slark. And I should know better than to question S4's blink decision. It worked out perfectly straight away.
That was a beautiful double stun. But yeah, the Blink Dagger is just so nice now with this no mana. I think people just need to abuse it a lot more than they have been.
Hey man, can you do a recall? Actually,
yeah,
call me back this time, because maybe it's just me starting the connection from Germany that's not working. So Alliance able to come out on top at least for that gank. And they're going to try and force into a bit more of an advantage, pushing on top of this tier 2 tower now on the top lane. And, well, the Satyr is trying to do what it can from no tower to push this lane back out again, which will actually be successful in doing so. But at the same time, I'm also noting, too, the fact that Arke, as well as EGM, were sitting on their own lanes, leaving the 3 cores up on the top, while the supports are now finally finding their levels. And welcome back, Fogged. Hopefully there's going to be no internet connection problems again.
Oh, man. This is aggravating. I don't know what it is, actually. I've had perfect internet for the past couple of days, too. So, whatever. I'm blaming you.
Awesome. Great. Thanks, man. I'm glad. Top lane Blink's going to come in on top of Trixie, and another Wisp relocate. And, well, it's there with Arke, but they weren't even needed at the end of the day. The 2 heroes were more than enough to get rid of that Doombringer. But they will beat down top of this tier 2 tower. And the fortification was used to try and defend it before.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Which means there was no holding back Alliance with that tier 2 tower. And this now means Fnatic are getting
close to his Radiance, but...
Is he? Oh yeah, it's true. We can't forget that fact, can we? Like, even with a Nature's Prophet on the field and a Wisp relocate jumping around the map, if Hani gets Radiance and some kind of life point item, like a heart, then Alliance could find themselves in a lot of trouble. Like, even with your regeneration coming out from both Leech Seed as well as Living Armor, and Wisp, like, bottling and tethering everybody, it's still not going to be a fun place to be. And Fnatic, like, They're trying to be sneaky.
Fnatic's trying to sneak a Roche, too.
Yeah. The funny thing is, though, did they get seen? There's an observer ward a little bit further up right now next to the secret shop. But if they smoked in here, they should be able to take this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they smoked up. And Enchantress actually opted for a 4-staff early.
That's one way to make sure you get yourself away from Wisp or Sven. We're going to Wisp image coming in, but it's too late. Era's grabbed the Aegis, the Immortal. They'll get rid of the fake. And then they jump out. Era also, like, I'm really not sure, like, a straight up SMY for Slark over the top of a Shadow Blade. Thoughts?
I mean, I guess he doesn't really feel like he can go to find any pickoffs on his own anymore. I mean, Lothar's is very powerful anyway, but he knows that that Bulldog already has a book 3 up and everything before he even gets to Lothar, so I guess he just wants to be a little bit more defensive.
Well, that's fair enough.
I feel like my answer comes in so delayed because of this lag.
It doesn't sound massively delayed. It just sounds a little bit jittery. But at the same time, it's better to have your answer than to try and get my answer out.
Yeah, that's all good. And Loda's actually going for a book 3 build as well. I guess that's why he wanted this Midas.
Well, they might also realize, like, later portions of the game, they can rely on this Ven to maybe carry them through. But then again, you look at this Ven items and you go for something like a BKB like this. Oops. Seems we just lost our stream out as well. Oh, life is amazing.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I'm still here, man. I'm
sad right now. I'm just so sad.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Fnatic's grouping up. They have 4 men smoked behind this Naga trying to get a kill on him, and yeah, he has his Radiance, so not too bad.
All right, it seems we're back up and running again as far as our live stream goes. So it's good to have the stream back up again. I don't know what happened. There's just a quick drop for some unknown reason. I hate to think what it actually could be, but at the same time, in we go. There's no other problems. I've let Daily Motion know, and they can look into the issue. And we are back up live and running again, so just remind your friends they might have to refresh the live stream for it to work again properly. But we should be back up and running again properly now. So yeah. So what do we miss in our short time?
I don't really think anything, man. They tried to bait Hani off with a smoke behind him, and then nothing really happened. So now Alliance is gathering up, and they're going to push down this mid tower with all their books.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, they're going to come.
S4 has a lot of money.
Well, what's he sitting on right now? His current goal, 3.6k. It's almost like he's just wanting to buy a straight big AB. Nice Hani ulti. Full is to catch out here with the A ulti coming in too. It's going to hit on 2 people, but a beautiful snowball. They'll still be affected, but they'll be able to kill off Trixie almost instantly in this fight until he gets the wall stomp off, and then the Doom as well. So Loda will pop in this fight. A good tree ulti, maybe buying the time for Bulldog. Yes, he can. He can TP himself out to safety. But they're chasing down RK. At the moment, the problem is they do not see him. So the Sigil's out and about. There's a bit of another chase going on with just Era trying to chase down EGM, but Era with an earned charge on him and getting hit by the Wisp balls. He's realizing he has to back up nice and quick, or else he'll end up losing his life.
Really nice fight by Fnatic, though. I mean, the Doom ended up living long enough to get his Doom off. I don't think he really did too much, but he got his War Stomp off as well. And then No-Tail actually stole the Book 3 minion, and Sven took himself down with that, so... EGM got sniped!
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, that's so depressing.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I'm sorry, I'm just checking to make sure our stream is working again.
No, it's perfectly fine. I'm just talking to myself.
No, not that. Not that. And you wouldn't be talking to yourself because no matter what happens, I'm still recording a local VOD. So that's 100% fine. There should be no problems there. Yeah.
I like talking to myself, it's okay.
You can try and talk to yourself, it just happens in jittery moments. This is like the Voyage of the Damned right here. It's just the Voyage of the Damned. But either way, back into the fight. Here comes Ven for his nice little, like, that 1 point up in cleave. To take out.
Yeah, he went QB as well.
Yeah. It kind of explains what he's looking for his money. Straight now 10-second BKB up on him. Loner is almost finished up his book 3. RK, well, he's got the mecha recipe, but he needs to have the headdress to go with it all. Well, we've got EGM with that on the Wisp. RK's walking around with just nothing but wards, but he's almost at a Blink Dagger himself. 1,800 gold over on that Tree and Protector. And Bulldog is now working his way into a Scythe of Vice.
Omni actually went Reaver on Naga.
Yeah, he's going straight into the late game possibility. If he can get that hard up and running, combining it with the Radiance, he knows he can stall up Alliance long enough. The Doombringer can really start kicking in a couple of high levels, and it also buys him that time to buy to get into like a high level up in second level Diffusal Blade or something along those lines.
A big item as well, which people are, I don't know if they overlook or not, but Aghanim is on this AA, and he already has his point booster and 1,500 gold. That 17-second duration on the Scepter is pretty massive.
All right, I've double-checked our live stream. We're 100% A-OK again. We're 100% A-OK. I don't know what happened with our intake server or what happened with the connection, but either way, we're good. We're rolling. I can focus again. Middle lane coming down with Fnatic, but with that blink away from S4, he's able to farm up in very aggressive positions and then jump away as quickly as he possibly can too. And Trixie just has to wait it out. But then again, do they really want to keep waiting? Is this going to be something that Fnatic has to jump on again? Because the advantage of Alliance, they managed to basically drag it back their way a little bit by picking up Roshan. But since then, Alliance is slowly, gradually taking their advantage back up to around 7.5k in gold and experience.
Yeah, and it's just this Naga's going to have to split push and try to do as much as he can and just delay the game more and more and more. It's the best option.
I gotta try it again, Fogged.
Is robot?
Yeah. Try it this time with me being the initiator. Oh, Sven, jump in. Oh! He's gone in right on top of Trixie. The snowball's gone up too, so they're going to keep on battling up with a BKB over on S4. He will stay standing up and fighting during the middle of this engagement. He is, of course, well, that's actually not even doomed up. The Doom is over on Loader right now. And Fnatic want to see if they can chase it out. They ended up buying, well, yeah, they bought back the Doombringer. So he'll be back in part of this fight again. But Hani, Trixie, Fly, and Era, they got nothing more to grab. Alliance, they lost the Sven. That's not going to be great, but they're still forced to buy back out from the Doombringer. And how are we sounding this time, Fogged?
Am I a robot?
You're not any better than you were before. But it could be worse.
Well, Hani's getting close to his heart at least, I guess. Robot. Keep up.
Okay. Yeah, it hasn't changed at all.
Alright, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go reset my modem.
Awesome. Fantastic. It really is the Voyage of the Damned. We can at least jump over and have a look over at Era, because I noticed too with the second Ultimate Orb now up on him, we're looking at almost a full completed Skadi for this Slark. This Slark is dangerous for Alliance. No matter how much damage Sven is really pulling in right now, that Slark is going to tear him up. And they keep focusing. Like Doombringer, Trix has been a primary target, but Devour will always keep his gold just pushing through a little bit further forward, and then you just throw in this AA ulti. Not level 2 just yet, but it gives you a large amount of like HP control when it comes to the engagement. And then you follow up then into something else like Enchantress Impetus from range, and then a Naga Sleep, which is your complete backup. If things go wrong, you just pop the Naga Sleep and you bail yourself out as quickly as possible. And Hani's already fully prepared for to survive through that too. Bought up the BTs. That's just to also allow for the split push. But you'll notice too, both Gem as well as the BTs up on him. They want to make sure Alliance go dark on the map. And right now, the only vision Alliance have is one Observer Ward, which is already at pretty low life. So it's already been attacked up by Fnatic, so they're very much aware of that position of the ward. But with the Radiance burning Naga Illusions coming out, splits up nicely into 3 ways. So EGM's already looking pretty injured. So they just use the sigils, but these illusions have almost managed to kill up the Wisp. And with the A ulti, EGM moves up just far enough that A ulti was even a second earlier. It would have been better for him. But Fnatic, well, time to fight. Era's going to be careful. No buyback available for him. Doombringer's buyback is also still on cooldown. But Era comes in. He knows he can dive packed up the creep wave, move out of vision, heal back up again, and be ready to fight all over again. So they just got to keep picking up these Necro units, get them off the map, and in comes Ben. Focuses on Era, but Naga throws the sleep out, and they got Loader as well. Well, S4, he's having to run away from Trixie, but they got Loader as well as Admiral Bulldog deep inside the base. The Ice Shards will go up with the Dark Pact and the Aeoldi flying over the top. It's a little bit overshot there from Fly, but the objective is still the same. They kill off the Prophet, they end up killing off the Tuskar, and now they move over to S4. BKB's on cooldown. They come in and beat him off, and Era, he's firing up away, but he's going to jump straight back in again. EGM on the sideline, there's your pounce. Hani with a triple kill, and then they get the War Stomp over to RK2. With the gem that's over at Hani, they saw him perfectly, and Alliance lose every single team member as they tried to push Fnatic just a little bit too far. And now, wow, it could say the Voyage of the Damned. Seems like Alliance is sinking in their ship too. Fnatic are now going to take Roshan. So with Roshan coming their way, there is no way Alliance can really get there in time. Like a Wisp relocate is one thing, but Sven's still going to be down for a while. Tuskar will have to walk himself out. And then there should be enough damage coming out from Fnatic to complete this in time. In fact, it will be. Bulldog is just defending up the middle lane. So we'll have a secondary Aegis the Immortal now coming the way of Fnatic. They put it on the back of Era so he can be that completely over-aggressive Slark. Soak up the abilities. Let them use Stormbolt on him. Let him use Sight the Vice, whatever else they want to use on him. He's got some good life points with the 2200. There's the possibility of Dark Pacting out a couple of these abilities too, and then come back to life again. You can pop up the Shadow Dance and you get yourself away to safety. So Fnatic in a commanding position right now. You're seeing just the advantage of that last fight. Fnatic drag it their way. Alliance will have to push this to the limit right now. Even to a point where they're going to start looking to trade a lot of their life points, like almost a lot of their heroes, just to take out tier 3 towers. Because that opens up for Wisp and Sven to have a combination. If Fortification is down, these two heroes can jump in. Once a third point and end comes up in God's Strength, the 200% bonus damage, there's still no damage increase as far as items go for this event, which is my only major concern, that doesn't exist. But once that does exist, then they can look to backdoor this out. But when things like this happen and you got an ulti coming in, it doesn't make life easy to push. But it does make them easy to find kills. Blink in, so they're point blank range on No-Tail. So there's not meant to be any kind of sprites coming out from this. With the Prophet ulti also bouncing through. Era is going to try and fight this. Tree Protector had to use the ultimate, but Dark Pact will shake this off. Wisp relocates coming into. They needed more help. Ice Shards. It locks Era in here, and then Hani just says stop. Everybody stop. Bulldog wants to keep chasing this down, however. Pops the Necro units. Warcry is up. S4 is trying to catch up to somebody in time. They might get lucky. They might, in fact, find Trixie out here at the bottom lane, which surprisingly is also building into this this Vladimir's offering I was talking about before. And here comes the main push. Alliance. They look at the tier 3 tower in the mid. And there's the Fortification. This is their critical thing right now. God's Strength isn't available. Era is, however, pretty much stuck here on the front lines. Leaps away from the Stormbolt, the perfect time. The Sigil is not going to make this easy for Fnatic to fight. They've got to get rid of this thing ASAP. And now they will be able to take care of it. It's walking away. Blink down by Trixie just to try and ensure it. That thing's worth some decent money if you can kill it. We'll end up timing out. And talk about Alliance looking for even more split push. A Blink Dagger coming up on Nature's Prophet? Or is this just meant to be a Blink Dagger into a Scythe of Vice? And that could be their other approach right now. And we're going to try and give Fogged another shot right now and see if he's, if a reset of the router has ended up helping him out. So how you doing there, Fogged?
You tell me, man.
Let's give it a moment. This doesn't sound that much better.
That's really weird. I have no lag on anything. It's just with this, I guess.
The wonderful world of Skype. Movement's coming in towards middle lane. Smoke up by Fnatic. They're looking to really hit the advantage, and they're going to do it. Doom over on Sven, and now with the Aeoldi also coming in, we've got S4 pushing up the daisies. He does have buyback, however, so he can come back to fight up against Fnatic here. At the same time, Tuskar is a little bit out of position. Yeah, Loda's going to come back already. And when they already get the buyback by Sven, the jump in is over on top of Era. They've almost got him. They have got him, but it's all for the Aegis of the Immortal. So he's tanked all that up. Trixie forced after away by Notel, and now Naga slows it. I mean, not Naga. Hani stops it all. Puts up the sleep. Bulldog was on the edge of that fight right there. Well, Era just leaps himself away to safety too. Fnatic got what they wanted again. They just got another buyout. And this one by the Sven. They managed to catch up to Fly, however, so Alliance, they also get what they're searching for. They want to push up this middle lane, and they want to do it quickly. At the same time, Admiral Bulldog was able to snipe up the Dark Courier. There's nothing left in it. There's a little bit of extra money. But Alliance have to push fast. They need this mid-Rax dead.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And maybe they'll be able to achieve it. And maybe Fogged, how's your voice now sounding?
I just don't even want to talk, man. I'm emo.
That's actually better now.
Really?
Of all times.
I'll just stay emo. I'll stay emo.
Bottom lane, Era. He's trying to run himself away. They don't have a gem. They can't see him anyway. And Era over to the side. Now they'll see him, but a little bit too late. The sight device is already used. So he'll be able to escape himself out from that bottom lane. While Wisp almost dies from one hit of an Impetus. It's a good thing that thing's got a maximum amount of damage.
So many items came out while I was gone. I'm just like clicking through everybody.
Yeah, with the Skadi that's over on the Slark, the Heart, which is fully finished over on Hani. And he's got 2.7k gold as well, so that Diffusal Blade is not going to be far off for him. And I'm wondering...
Blink Dagger on Furion.
Yeah. I'm actually wondering too if Naga should be looking at a Diffusal Blade or not. Do we just go straight in for Butterfly and just say, you know, this is going to be full late game? Who cares about burning off some mana? Era's looking to kill off S4 at the moment. Back him into a corner. He can't blink up just yet. He's trying to use that extra bit of time with the Stormbolt to get the Blink Dagger of his back off cooldown, but not going to happen.
He had the AA debuff on him anyway during all that as well.
Alright, so he wasn't going to go anywhere.
Yeah, and AA actually, he went for a Midas after that point booster, and he has his Ags already too. So, pretty good for 35 minutes. Doing pretty well for himself.
It's a big army pushing bottom lane. But the bigger the army, the more the farm there is, and Notel just keeps taking out those Necro units too to fight for his own greedy cause.
Yeah, and what is... Tuskar has a... I mean, not Tuskar. Furion has a Oblivion Staff. I'm not sure if that's going to be a refresher and a late Orchid coming out of him.
Well, there's not much point for a refresher ulti, and there's not much point for having like double Nature's Call either. So yeah. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an Orchid. But who's that really meant for? Doom, I suppose he didn't go a BKB. So that's one way to look at it.
It's really good for Slark too as well, so I think it's, yeah.
Yeah, well, both heroes ended up not going for a BKB. But Era's also got 3.8k gold, so if he wants a BKB, he'll buy one shortly.
Yeah, Loda finishes up the Shivas as well, and Ake has his Blink and is going for his Vlads.
Every time I look at Loda, I know I shouldn't be surprised that Tuskar is covered in snow, but Ancient Apparition, Fly has been focusing Loda so much with these AA ultis. And now there's also up to an Aghanim Scepter AA. Yeah.
And thinking about the combination with these Naga illusions, with them being so tanky, if he lands an AA ult and then they have a couple Naga illusions on someone, that guy's gonna die.
Yep. Wisp almost died just to like 2 illusions. That was it. That was all it was, and that was about like 5-6 minutes ago. But Hani did finish up the Diffusal Blade, so it looks like we won't get to be right about the Butterfly. They want to have a little bit more mana burn during these fights. Considering they can't kill him off anyway, why not? Wisp Light's just got a whole lot harder.
Let's see if you can teach me something. Does Diffusal remove living armor if you use it?
I actually believe so.
I think so too, right?
Yeah, logically it would work. I can't teach you it because I don't know the book.
I've never really tried purging it off. I mean,
neither have I. But logically, it should happen.
Yep, I'm a noob. Whatever.
Not saying that.
And yeah, I think it's an Orchid coming up for Bulldog.
Yeah, it was the only other choice, man. He's not going to go Refresher. A Refresher Aghanim's ulti, maybe. But even then, like, it defeats the purpose of having a Refresher Aghanim's ulti because you don't have enough creeps to really fuel the ultimate. Not twice over, at least.
Yeah, very true.
Not unless you had, like, a Nature's Prophet on the other team, at which point, obviously, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, and Doom picks up his Blink Dagger now, too, and another 2,000 gold on him. Enchantress picks up that late-ish mech. And yeah, Hani, they're just being... Fnatic is just really just farming.
Yeah, well, they know they're just waiting for the next Roshan. Next Roshan comes up with Aegis and Cheese, And they know he's also meant to spawn up within the next current 3 minutes. Now, 2.5 minutes is how long you have to wait inside this 3-minute period. So they're accepting that fact. If they can find a pick-off, they'll go for it. And they're looking for one here on the bottom lane. EGM's going to be the easiest target. They doom up over on Loader, so they start actually up on him, and then Naga Sleep. The relocate, however, was started up, but because being interrupted by the Naga Sleep, now they'll walk a little bit further away. They turn off the sleep. They go on to Tuskar. So Tuskar's down. EGM in the corner. Trixie's right hot in his tails. And Hani will burn him off. Easily locked in a corner. EGM can't tether to anything, and then it's a level death. Trixie will take a double kill. Meanwhile, up on top lane, Sven was trying to go for the tier 3 tower up here, and they'll turn into, what is that, meant to be a lead seed? Dark Pack's going to stop that almost instantly. In fact, it's an Nature's guys. He's keeping Sven invis for now. An Era right on his tail. BKB TP out, but Ensnare was there from Hani. There's just nowhere for them to run. Alliance dropping like flies, but at the same time, look in middle lane. Admiral Bulldog, the slipperiest sucker of them all. He should be an oyster. Takes out the range racks in the middle, and Alliance, in fact, get map position advantage at this point.
Yeah, I think the only way that Alliance can really win this game, to be completely fair, is just really just pulling up some hard rat, because it's going to be really difficult. They don't really have a late game carry at all. They have a Tuskar, and then this Sven who went for at least, you know, a BKB and a Blink, and now he's going toward an AC, but at this point, it's almost 40 minutes in, and they're versus a Slark with a Butterfly, a Naga with whatever the hell he really wants. And yeah, Doom picking up more and more farms. So it's really, it's going to be really tough for Alliance to really get a win out of this game.
Yeah. Alliance, though, like, if there's one thing I'll never underestimate, it's the split pushing power of an Aegis Prophet. But at the same time, like, you look at the build of Admiral Bulldog, and he doesn't have split push. Like, we're not looking at a Desolator. We're not looking at a Monkey King Bar just to rip through these buildings nice and quick. We're looking at Necro units, we're looking at Orchid, we're looking at Scythe of Vice. It's basically meant to be this this Swiss Army prophet, if you can put him that way. When you end up having Initiation, Disable, as well as then the ability to push out a lane. And they're going to come over and check Roshan. This one little treant, and the Sigil's coming in too. Fnatic have to know they won't get an easy Roshan.
No, they're going to get that Roshan free.
That's just true. Like, where is Alliance? This is a team with Nature's Prophet and a Wisp to relocate him in. Like,
they can't bring the Sven in, though. He's got AA ulti on him. He's already dipping to almost half health.
True. True. If he jumps in here, there's no Wisp relocate coming in. The timing's all wrong for it anyway. So, Cheese will be picked up by Trixie. Aegis Immortal again in the hands of Era, who's now walking around with that butterfly. And I could also mention that.
About to have Shivas, too.
So they get their Shivas, they get the high evasion. And Sven doesn't have anything that really gets through that. He's trying to get himself into an Assault Cuirass right now. But you understand what Alliance want to do here. Like, once the AC is up, they have the negative armor over the buildings. Nature's Prophet will just TP in with a Wisp relocate Sven with Warcry, or God Strength, and just bring down the racks when the Glyph is on cooldown. And that's a long time. Like, the Glyph fortification, it's still on cooldown for another 2.5 minutes.
I mean, they can try to, but I feel like I don't think they can, because this Naga Siren alone can really keep all 3 lanes pushed in if he wants to. If he does it properly, especially.
But Naga's going to come back instantly and get that sleep off, though. Like, yeah, she can keep the lanes pushed out, which, you're right, like, they can't get a creep wave in there, but backdoor regeneration won't be enough to battle up against God's Strength. Wisp, he tried to relocate again, and it's, again, Sven as well as Wisp getting caught up in this top lane. A quick Stormbolt to keep Era away, and then the relocate goes. It was actually pulling him back. They relocated up towards the top lane. I don't know if it's to push out to gank. I missed the start of that.
Oh, they were trying to go for a gank on Hani, but Fnatic was all smoked up on the right side, and he just popped sleep instantly as soon as the Wisp part was coming in.
Look at this pushing power. If Fnatic go for a rack straight here, they're going to come off the worst for it. And look at him just go straight in for the tier 3 tower. Rotation in. Thinking about the melee racks for now. There is still no fortification, however. And with Sigils down, Lotus Shiva's guarding, he's trying to keep these Naga illusions away. RK is the man defending up the mid, but all the rest of Fnatic's come back and Prophet. He's coming in towards the middle lane. A blink in. They start off with the Hex over onto Era. Then they can follow it with the Orchid as well, but they don't have extra damage to pick him off. They need the Stormbolt. Holding Era in position. Trixie comes in. Doom's up on EGM. RK will throw the ulti out, trying to keep Trixie out of this fight, but he war stomps up both S4 as well as RK, while they end up losing the Wisp for Alliance. Era still bouncing around. Doom has picked up the Treant Protector at least, but with extra support coming in, it's there from Notal. Era will grab a double kill right now inside the river. And Fnatic are in a lot of trouble. Nature's Prophet blinked himself away to TP out. He's got to keep these off lanes pushed out at all costs before Fnatic can push into through the tier 2 tower in the mid.
Like I said, Fnatic's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I was never disagreeing with you, but these are the two best rat teams in the world.
Yeah. Oh no! Look at it! Look at Loda. Oh.
25 life points.
You almost got Radiance burned down. That was really close.
It's a good thing he popped the sigil too, or else that range creep maybe even stood a chance to pick him off too. But here comes the tier 3 tower in the mid. We still have that S4 still. He can't buy back. He's down for 20 seconds no matter what happens here. Fortification's gone for Alliance. And Fnatic, they only are now starting up here on the racks. And Era, he's locked in close, so, well, Lowe's going to try and stall them up. 8 seconds until we have S4 back up again. That melee racks are still up, and now with the Hex as well, they haven't finished the job here, Fnatic. They haven't got the advantage just yet, but in comes Trixie into a big stomp at RK. Also blinks out, throws out the ulti, trying to keep Fnatic at bay. And in comes, well, Sven, and out goes Sven. Era just attacks him straight away. There's a quick snowball going in deeper and out towards Hardy, in fact. A quick Stormbolt, but they're all so damn low. They've lost one, they've lost two, and they're about to lose a third. Notel's on the high ground, and this will probably be GG right now. Era has himself, well, what the computer says is a double kill, but announces a triple kill. They're going to lose Loader again too, straight after buyback. Ultra kill comes out from Era. And there is one person left on the mark here for Era to kill off, and Rampage just denied by Trixie. What a douchebag.
What a douchebag. Well, I mean, well played by Lions. They had a really strong early start, but Fnatic just ended up going for these Midases and splitting up once they got the Radiant Sun Naga. It just got out of control. And Era just played great on the Slark. He got such good free farm and everything and just played great. Yeah.
Well, let's see how we go into game number 2. It'll be coming up in a moment. And that's right, I am saying game number 2. Alliance going up against Fnatic here in the D2CL. We'll be back in just a moment.